Hello everyone and welcome back to the Red and Blue Site YouTube channel for another Palace preview. Games coming thick and fast, of course, with this hectic schedule, with the Premier League season coming back, of course. So as you can tell by the title, and as all of you already know, I know you guys know already, but we are playing Liverpool tomorrow night, Wednesday evening. It's a 7:45 kickoff, is off the top of my head. Before we get into that preview though, guys, I did want to just say a huge thank you for everyone who watched and tuned into my live stream, my watch along for the Bournemouth game at the weekend, our first game back. Obviously finished in brilliant fashion with a 2-0 win, and we were brilliant on the day as well, and our small hopes of finishing in a European spot are still alive. You know, we carry on, we continue up the league into the top 10, and yeah, our hopes are still alive. So I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who came and watched live on the stream and during the watch along, or whoever's watched it since, to see the highlights or just to, you know, get involved. I really appreciate your support, and I will be doing another one for the Liverpool game tomorrow night, so be sure to come and check that out if you haven't already, or if you enjoyed the last one, come and join in with this one as well. But anyway, let's get into this video, the preview for the Liverpool game. More of the same. If that's a short preview for you. More of the same. That's what I'm looking for going into this. Of course, we're away to Liverpool, and that's different to away to Bournemouth. Crowd won't be an issue, and in cue some Liverpool fans here in the chat, but to be honest, from my experience of going to Anfield for Palace Liverpool games, there's never really been that influence from the Anfield crowd. You know, you hear them at the start, you hear them at the end. They don't really have that big a play in how Liverpool play, in my opinion. They do in European nights and against some of the top teams when they're playing them at Anfield, but against the mid-table to lower teams, there's not much of a crowd impact. So I don't think that'll affect Liverpool too much at all. Same way, I think that Palace are more likely to be affected with no away support. Although against Bournemouth, of course, that completely, it didn't matter at all. We played one of our best games, I think, of the season, which is ridiculous to say after having so long out, coming back and playing the way we did. But as I mentioned, I want to see that similar sort of performance in this game at Anfield. I think that the best chance we have of beating Liverpool is to have, well, Dan and Cahill having another game like they did against Bournemouth, and that's 4 clean sheets in a row, 4 wins. Record as well, first time in top flight history we've had 4 clean sheets in a row. You know, what more to say? There's a combined age of, what, 70 years old between the two of them? More than that, I think. No, 70, I think 67 years old is like the age between Cahill and Dan, and yet they're running the show. They're showing their experience. They're giving confidence and belief to the rest of the squad to do their thing, because, you know, we've got this cupboard at the back, don't you worry. So I'm expecting more of the same from them. I know it's a big ask against Liverpool, but, you know, Scott Dan's gone there and had some of his best performances in a Palace shirt away to Liverpool, scoring the winner, for example, a few years ago when we had Pardew in charge. So, and Cahill has had so many performances this season which have been man of the match performances. He's shown his leadership, he's shown his qualities, he's shown teams like Arsenal, for example, what they're missing, and that he should really be at a higher level than Palace. He's still got it in him, and we're reaping the rewards, and the you know, everything that all the big teams, all the negatives they pointed out, like his age, he's too old, he's past it, shows in the end, you know, that he's still got it. And we're, you know, as I mentioned, reaping the rewards of it at the moment. So I think that they're going to be crucial to any success we have against Liverpool. Of course, players like Zaha and the front three in general were brilliant. I thought that the way they tracked back and helped Joe Ward, Van Aanholt in defence, doubling up on the wingers, preventing those crosses coming in, those dangerous balls. Much harder with players like Mane and potentially Salah. I'm not too sure if he's going to be fit for the game, but if not, then maybe out wide, Oxlade-Chamberlain might fit in out wide. I think it's going to be definitely it's going to be much harder than coming up against, in all due respects, you know, the Bournemouth players. But I think that if we have the same mentality and have the wingers bombing back to help the defence, the way that Zaha and Ayew have done so well this season, and we've looked really good on the break. There are times where we probably should have scored more really on the break against Bournemouth. We looked really threatening, really good. And at the end, Zaha missed a golden opportunity to make it 3-0. Those are obviously the chances you want to take against Liverpool, and you don't want to miss too many of those. But I think that we definitely are in a spot where we have that counter-attacking ability. We have the ability in the counter-attack to hurt Liverpool and to damage them, and Whether or not we come away with anything at the end of it, because obviously you can have an amazing game, and I think signs of that were Liverpool at home, the reverse game. We played brilliantly against them, and yet we still lost the game, and that just shows, the big teams can still win playing poorly, whilst the smaller teams almost have, even if you have a perfect game in many aspects, it still might not be enough on the day. In terms of how I think the team will line up, I think that will be the same team. I can't see Roy making any changes. We've seen it this season multiple times where any sort of consistency in i.e., if we get a win, for example, the next week you're almost guaranteed to see the same team, but unless we got injuries. So I'm not expecting anything different from Roy. I'm expecting the same lineup, the same team we had against Bournemouth. Liverpool, of course, you might see, as I said, Oxlade-Chamberlain coming in instead of Minamino. I don't know if he'll start Minamino again ahead of Salah, Jurgen Klopp. And Robertson, I don't know if he'll be fit either to come in at left back. My hope is that he's not, because any weakness in that back four, and I really do think that we got a chance to exploit it. I think we've shown earlier in the season, and we've shown already this season against the bigger teams, a draw away at the Etihad, back-to-back, getting points in back-to-back seasons away to Man City, which no other team have been able to do, I think is a great indicator of what we can do against the bigger teams. And we really are the giant-killing side in the division. And I really do firmly believe that. No crowd at Anfield. Liverpool can't win the league on Wednesday. That's after what happened against Everton. I think that there's a great chance here, a great chance to get maybe a point, maybe a bit more, if I'm honest. We have to be perfect, and even then that might not be enough, as I've mentioned already. But score prediction-wise, I think that if we have a great game, I'm going to be optimistic. I'm going to go 2-2. Last year at Anfield, we came so close. We lost 4-3, and realistically, we should have got something from that game. But Speroni, so disappointing to see him just palm the ball into his own net. Really poor keeping from him from that, and that error in the end cost us in the long term. I know it wasn't the fourth goal for Liverpool, but it cost us getting a point at Anfield, and that was Liverpool playing very well at the time. We can score there. We know we have won there in the past. We've beaten Jurgen Klopp sides before multiple times. We can do this, and that's the mentality the players have to have. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. I'm going for a draw on this one, but I will not be surprised if Liverpool win. I think we go into this with a mentality that we expect to lose, but we can't don't expect to win. Let's put it that way. Don't expect to win, but have the belief and the confidence, and looking back on the history of the fixture, we can get something out of this. You don't expect anything, because that's when Liverpool will hurt you. Just got to earn it and go out there and do it. Let me know your thoughts down below, guys. That's my quick preview for the game. I will, of course, as already mentioned, be doing another live stream tomorrow for the match. I will be starting about 15-20 minutes before kickoff. Another watch along, and hopefully we can watch the game together, and we can both experience, and we can all experience together a point or maybe even more away at Anfield. And the dream, if we do that, the dream is well and truly on of a chance of finishing in a European spot. So fingers crossed for that. I hope to see a lot of you guys there tomorrow evening. Thank you guys so much for watching and all your support. Please like, share, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.